to what we did. To go back to what we did. I don't know if there's a need for me to go back to what we did yesterday so that I'll be able to explain how this relationship works. But basically, this relationship works with keys. Now, what happens is, let me remove this connection here. Let me delete it. So whenever you load your data, data BI automatically tries to connect it for you using that thing I showed you yesterday. Yeah, you need to turn on that thing. But by default, once you install your data BI, that thing is automatically turned on. All right. I believe we know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
All
At the
right, good.
setting up.
Yes, at that load, when you load data. Now, when you load your data, it automatically tries to connect all your tables. The first thing it looks at is the content of the table, what is inside the table. Now it looks at the columns of the table. So let's look at the columns now. Let's look at this. Let's start with the order table. In the order table, we have the customer ID, order ID, product ID, unit sold, and all of these. Now let's see how this order table relates to customer table. In the customer here, we have customer ID, name, phone number, and all of that. And in the order ID, in the order table, we have customer ID. So here is customer ID, here is customer ID. Can you see that? So they are related. They are relating themselves with what? Customer ID. But now let's look at the one that has, because we have to know which one is the, we also know which one is the primary key and the secondary key, the foreign key. Let's know if it is the order. We've already established that the customer and order have something in common, which is customer ID, right? Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So the next thing now is to know which of them is primary key and which of them has secondary key. Now, can someone tell us what is primary key again? Can someone remind us?
They are unique keys.
They are
Unique.
useful.
Distinct key.
Okay. Oh, someone is having 13% battery. Don't you have light, ma? What are you going to do? Okay, we'll record it anyway. You can always maybe join back when you charge. So let's now look for the one that has unique key. Anyone that has unique key is what? Our primary key. Anyone that doesn't have unique key, that have duplicates, is what? The foreign key. So the customer ID here, what, has unique keys? 1, 2, 3. So the customer ID is unique in this table. Therefore, this table has what? The primary key. Then let's look at other table.
Primary key.
The customer ID here is what? Repeating. Wow. Plenty duplicates. In fact, there are so many duplicates here, meaning that the other table has what? The foreign keys. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now what it means is, what this thing means, there's something we call fact table and dimension table. Fact table can also be called transaction table. Fact table means the table that always changes. You have transaction going on in the table, and order can come in any moment. As you can see here, this order came in, this one came in, this one came in, this one came in. So it is changing. There's constant transaction going on. It's called the transaction table. That's people are buying stuff. Any person can place order at any moment. Why the dimension table does not like it doesn't change, but it doesn't really change all the time. Let's open the order table. Now let me close this table. Let me open the customer table. You can see that this company has only 5 customers: Tres Delicious, ABC Groceries, Acme Bites, Wholesome Food, Pack and Shop Convenience Store. So they have only 5 tables, 5 customers. So maybe it could be that you cannot just become a customer in this company. Maybe you have to kind of register, or you have to maybe be referred by someone who is already a customer. So maybe the registration process is, I'm just going to mute everybody. All right. I've muted everybody now. And nobody can unmute themselves again. So it's not easy for a new customer to come in. So this doesn't change. If you check that order table, you realize that most of the order is being placed by, the same order ID. You can see this order is repeating itself. This order ID, this customer ID means, what this means is that this customer ID, who is number 3, like who owns this customer ID? You go to customer table, you see that it belongs to Acme Bytes. So in the order table, anywhere you see 3, it means that order was placed by who? Acme Bytes. So it means that Acme Byte bought all of these things. He bought chocolate chips. So, but he bought it in different days. This was bought on Saturday, 1st February. So it could be that he came back in the morning. He bought it in the morning. You can see it has a different order ID. So it was not bought the same time, even though it was the same product. Probably he bought it in the morning, came back in the afternoon. And you can also see that the unit sold, he bought 229 pieces, 292 pieces here. He came back another time the same day and bought 974 pieces of that thing. So this person is definitely buying in wholesale. He came back again another day on Monday, 1st June, and bought 2,501 pieces, 2,518 pieces. So it's having different. So in this table now, customer ID is foreign key and other ID is primary key here. All right. So this is what it means. If you now come to customer table, it is not changing. So the one that is not changing frequently is called the dimension table. Dimension, it doesn't change all the time. But the one that changes all the time is called the transaction table or the fact table. All right. So now that brings us here. So when what Power BI does is that it looks at the column first and see which columns are related to the order before it now looks inside the column and see which ones are related. So we have now established a relationship between the customer table and the order table. Let's look at the cookie types and see how it is related to the order table. Cookie type, let's see. Let's check the column. We have cookie type, units sold, revenue per cookie, and cost per cookie. Let's check the order table. We have customer ID, order table, products, units sold. So is there any relationship? Is there any column that's related? Are you seeing any possible relationship? Can anybody tell me? No possible relationship. Your battery did not die again, Mrs. Samuel's blessing. Wow, this 13% is really, God is kind of recharging it spiritually. That's amazing. So now let's look at it, because did you notice that when we came here, Power BI did not connect these two tables, but it connected these two because it is so obvious, glaringly. It is seen that customer ID is related to customer ID here, right? So it can connect these two. Then here, it is not seeing anything that is related. But let's go and look at how we can create our own relationship with it. Now, the reason why, did you see that I did not ask you any relationship between cookies type and customer table? Instead, I'm asking you relationship for cookies type and order. It is because customer has no relationship with cookie type, with products. Customer only has relationship with order, because you must place an order before you now access a product, right? It's just like a man that wants a child. If you want a baby, a man has no relationship with a baby until a woman comes in. So if he wants a baby, he has to get married to a woman and then make a baby. It is the same thing here. Customer cannot access product until they place an order. You cannot walk into ShopRite or any supermarket and just go and pick up a parcel and walk away. For that parcel, for you to own that product, you must have to pay for it or make an order for it. So therefore, we are going to bring cookies type to order and then bring order to here. This means that this is good now. Our table is okay. So a customer has to place an order before they can get a product. Now let's create a relationship. We have established that they are related by the customer ID, right? And the customer's table is the transactions table And the other table is the transaction table, and the customer table is the primary key, which is the dimension table. So you have to move from dimension table, just pick this one and place it on top of the one you want to create a relationship with. And before we do that, let me now teach you something else. There's something called cardinality. Let me use this place to teach it. There's something called cardinality. Hi, I've removed that table that we created yesterday. It would have been just so easy for us. I don't know. This is going to be a lot of work now. So cardinality is called, let me type it here. Cardinality. Another name for, I don't like calling it cardinality. I just like calling it relationship. So another name for cardinality is relationship, all right? Table relationship. So the meaning of cardinality is just simply the way that tables are related to each other. I wish I can create a table to explain this thing, but it's going to take us time. We need to do that thing that we did yesterday. I wish any of you did the assignment. We'll have just used your own now to do this thing. I don't know why you people, in fact, I want to know why you did not do your assignment. Abby, Mr. Abby Jambo, can you unmute yourself? Alpha. Okay. Please, who can unmute themselves? Thelma, please unmute yourself and tell us why you did not do your assignment. Please, I'm listening. Yeah, sure. All right, no, it's really late. Does she have to go? No, late. Why not? I'll stay. I'll stay. See you on March. All right, good night now. All right. All right, bye. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me why did you do your assignment? This is not nice. So let me just tell you, cardinality. Can you all hear me, please? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me? All right, good. So cardinality is the way that these two tables are relationship, and we'll have 4 types of cardinality, 4 types. The number 1 type is what is called one to many. The number 2 type is called many to one. Number 3 type is called many to many. And number 4 type is called one to one. These are the 4 types of cardinalities you have in table relationship. All right. So let me try to explain as much as I can in a new sheet. Okay, let's copy all of this in a new sheet. So this is going to take us back. Since you guys did not do your assignment, I'll now start creating table now to explain this thing that I want to explain to you. So let's say we have 3 tables. The customer table. Let someone tell me what should be in a customer's table. We have the word customer's ID, right? What else should be there? Let's say name, the customer's name, the customer's country, and the customer's gender. This is a customer's table. Okay. So let's say now we have another table called the order table. The order table, what should be in the order table? The order ID. The next thing that should be there is the maybe the product that was bought. Sorry. The product. The next thing will be the order date. The next thing will be the order quantity, right? The quantity. Then we have another table again called the sales table or the sales table or the payment table. So this will be the product ID. Then we have okay. Oluwaseyi, I don't know if you should share your screen, but don't worry. Okay, that's fine. Let's just continue since we're already doing this. So we have the products, we have the payments dates, maybe or just the amount, then the cost price, the cost of that thing, maybe the profits that we made. So these are the three tables. So let's just put, we have Thelma here as the customer name, customer ID, maybe 1. Then we have Thelma here. We have Blessing. Oh, sorry. We have Thelma is from Nigeria. She's a female. Then here we have 2. We have Chris. Chris is from USA and is a male. Then here we have Blessing. Blessing is from Ghana and she's female. That's all. Other ID, we have 1, 2, 3 as well. The product was T. Other dates, we can use 2, 2, 2, 4. Then we sold sugar. Other dates, 3, 3, 2, 4. Then we have chocolate. Maybe 4, 4, 2, 4. Then product ID, 1, 2, 3. Amount, maybe 2,000, 3,000. Then cost, we bought it for 100. We bought this one for 300. We bought this one for 250. Then profit that we made is 100. Then here we have 88. And then here we have 44. All right. So can you see all my table? Let me convert this table so that you can all see. I hope you are seeing these 3 tables that we just created. All right. Good. So now we have 3 tables here and we understand relationship very well. So let's try to make sure that they are related. So in this customer table, in this other table, we need to have customer ID as a foreign key, right? In this customer table, we need to have what? The order ID as a foreign key. And in this product table, we can have the order ID in the product as a foreign key as well. So let's look at the relationship. If, for example, this is 1, 1, 3. Maybe quantity will have 4, we'll have 5, and we'll have 2. So the order ID would be maybe 2, 2, 1, and all of that. Then let's create a relationship here. Maybe we want to have the order ID. The order ID can be maybe 1, 2, 3. All right. Can we see all my table, please? The customer ID, the number 3 is blank. Okay. Customer ID. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So it should be 3. All right. So now let's explain. All right. So let's explain this table relationship. All right, from yesterday's class, we're able to establish that the tables must be related and we're able to understand the relationship. And the good thing is that we're able to also understand the primary key and secondary key. So we can tell that in this customer table, the customer column is the primary key, while the other column is the secondary key here. Here, the other table is in the other table, the other column is the primary key, and the customer column here is the secondary key. While in the product table, the products column is the product table is the primary key, while this other table here is the foreign key. You can't see my table. You say you cannot see my table. I just made 3 tables here. Can you see the table, please? Someone just said they cannot see my table. My name. You cannot see my name. I joined with my name. All right, good. So after now that we understand that, this should be a table. Let me now explain the cardinality. Cardinality means the type of relationship that these tables have with each other. Now, let me explain one to many. One to many simply means that you have one in the first table relating to the second table with many customer IDs, right? So let's look at this table and this table. How are they related? Using the customer's ID. So here, it is just one, which is the primary ID. You can only see one once. You can see one, right? You can see that it is one. I don't know why this thing is doing this thing. You can see that in this customer's table here, the relationship is the primary key. It is not repeating itself. But when you come to this table and look at the customer ID here, it is repeating. You can see duplicates. You can see that 2 appeared many times. So the relationship is 1 to many. That is 1 to many. It means that in this table, the customer ID is 1, like is unique, is a primary key. But in this other table that it is connecting to, it is many. That is, this table now is the dimension table. Is not changing, it's static, like it's unique. While this other table is what the fact table. It is a transaction table. This transaction occurs twice. The person bought this product. You can see clearly that this customer too came to this order. He placed an order for this product. And you can also see that he's still the same person that placed the second order for sugar. So he bought tea and sugar, as you can see. So, but here, the relationship, when you want to relate these two tables, this one, it is 1 to many. That is this one. All right? Please, do we understand it? Do you understand 1 to many? All right, that's fine. So, many to 1 is the reverse. They are the same thing. Is reverse opposite of this one. It means that we are now reversing. We're now carrying this table now. We'll now carry this table and put it down here. And we are trying to relate it to this table. It means that we want to relate this table to this table. And I'm talking about many to 1. It means the first table that you're relating to has many transactions in the ID coming to this other ID here just once. So it is many to 1. Many to 1. That is what it means. That's many to 1. They are just the same thing most of the times. The many to many is, for example, here we have other ID here. And then let's say, for example, let's say that here the other ID here is also the foreign key. So if you're relating this table and this table, you can see that the other ID, this person bought again is many. And if you come here, sorry, I just use small tables, just 3 columns here. This table can be large. You can have hundreds of columns, right? That's why. So if it were hundreds of columns, you'll be seeing this thing multiple times, just like that table that we saw in Power BI. You can see that in this table, in this other table, you can see it's many, right? You see that this 3 is occurring many times. This person placed so many orders. You see, it keeps going down like that. See 4 keeps going down in this customer ID. So it's many. So don't go and limit yourself and say that because this thing is just 3 columns here, it's not so many. It can be as many, plenty tables as possible. So, but I'm just trying to, make you understand the concept. So here, this thing occurred many times. 1 here occurred many times. 3 can as well occur as many times as possible. And if you come here and look at the other column that you're going to, because if you want to relate these two tables, you're using the other table to relate the two tables. So if you come here, you can see that 1 also occurred many times. Okay, let's not confuse. Let's not confuse. It can be 3. You can see that here now, 1 occurred many times, and here 3 occurred many times. If you keep going down, you can see more 1 occurring, and if you keep going down here, you can see more 3 occurring. So the relationship type there is what? Many to many. That's the relationship type for this table. Many to many. All right? It is many to many. Then one-to-one is just one-to-one. Look at this one. If you are relating this table now, this product table to this customer table, you can see that 1, 2, 3 is not repeating. This is primary key here. If you come here, you can see 1, 2, 3 is primary key here. It's not repeating. So it's one-to-one. If there has to be a relationship between these two tables, it is going to be this one-to-one. That's it. It's just as simple as that. But then, most of the times, in fact, almost all the times, you're going to be using one-to-many, and these two, you're going to be using these two. It's either one-to-many or many-to-one. You would hardly see many-to-many, and you will never ever see one-to-one, except in very, very rare cases that you see one-to-one. It's rarely used. So it's always one-to-many most of the times. So you can also see many-to-many in rare cases also, but you hardly see one-to-one. All right. So as long as you understand one-to-many is fine, you're fine with it. Then also we have single connection and also both. There's one called single, there's one called both. You get to see them when we go there. So single simply means that you are walking in one direction like this, while both means you are walking in the both direction. That is, if it is single, if your connection type is single, it means you are only moving from one table to the other. That means you're moving from this table to the other. You cannot take anything from this table to this table. You are only moving from like this, like you're moving from bottom to top. You can't move from top to bottom, something like that. But when you're using both ways, it means you can share data between these two tables. You can collect from here and put here. You can collect from here and put here, no problem. All right, so don't bother about the theory. Let's just do it here, you see. So here, look at this place. We're trying to connect this table because let's assume Power BI couldn't connect it for us. So let's look at the customer table and the other table. What is common here is customer ID and customer ID. So because it is one-way direction, I cannot carry from here and put here. If I carry it, it will work anyway, but the actual connection will still reverse it and give me the right thing. So let me lift from this place and put it on top of the one that I want to connect it with. I will just leave it. It will pop up this table for me. This is now where that your many-to-many, one-to-many comes into play. So let's see. It is telling us that we are connecting from the customer table. We are connecting it to the other table. And the relationship that we are using is the customer ID column, connecting to the customer ID column. And what is the cardinality? Look, if you click here, you see all the 4 cardinalities. We have many-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. It has selected one-to-many because the customer table has 1, is primary key here, and it's connecting to many. This one that has many transactions repeating, like repeatedly. That is why it is one-to-many. Now, if I reverse it and I carry this table and put on top here and bring this one down, what will happen? What relationship that will now be? Can someone tell us? I want to see someone that will tell us. If we now reverse it, we'll carry this customer and put down here and carry order and put up here. This relationship type will change. What will it change to? Of course, thank you, Mr. Victor. Of course, thank you, David. Thank you, David, Victoria, all of you. You are all correct. So it will just become many-to-one. So one-to-many and many-to-one is actually the same thing. There's no difference, just vice versa of each other. It's just depending on the table position. All right. So one-to-many is correct. Since that is, then look at the cross filter direction. It is single. If you open it, you see both. But we'll see what that single means now. I'll just click on save. Once I click on save, it's going to create the relationship. It's working on it. Pam, it has created the relationship. Look at it. So it is telling us that it is one to many. This star here means many. And when you hover on it, it's going to show you the particular columns that is connecting customer ID to customer ID. That's the column that it is using to connect to create the relationship. And it's showing you that it is one here. It is one. That is automatically from seeing this one on this one, you know that this one is the primary key because it appears 1, 1. It does not duplicate. Then star here means many. This one is the transaction table. It appears many times. This is where you have multiple duplicates, you know, the foreign key. All right, this is what this thing means. Please, if people understand this before we proceed. Or should I take it again? You understand it? All right, great. That's fine. That's great. Thank you. So now that is fine. We've connected this one. Let's connect this one and see. Now, it was not able to connect this one automatically for us because it couldn't see any relationship. There's no two table that's related here. Now, let's see which one we can use to relate it. So let's consider, let's look at the cookie type and the other table. That's what we are looking at. Cookie type. Look at the cookie type. Let's look at the cookie type. Can you see chocolate chips, fortune cookies, oatmeal raisin, sneaker doodle, sugar, and white chocolate? These are the names of the product, the different type of cookie. So let's look at the other table. Can you see in the product column, you can see chocolate chips. This person bought chocolate chip. You can see fortune cookies. You can see oatmeal raisin. You can see sneaker doodle. You can see sugar, and you can see white. So do you see that the products inside this product table is same thing as the cookie type? So that's where our relationship is going to be. So we are connecting cookie type to product. And the relation, you can see it is using this cookie type column to connect to product column. That's what it's showing you. And now, which one is the primary key? In the cookies type, it is not repeating, obviously, as you can see. But here you can already see that chocolate chip, chocolate chip, chocolate chip. So the relationship type is what? Please tell us. Let's see who knows it. What's the relationship type? What's the relationship type? Let me explain again. Here in cookie type, this type is connecting to the product, but here you have this thing appearing only once, and here you have it appearing multiple times. What's the relationship type? One to many. Thank you. So it's one to many. Even here now, you can see the cardinality is now one to many. The other one was many to one. This one now is one to many. So that's fine. So we'll click on save. Of course, the direction is single, right? Then we'll click on save. It's going to create that relationship for us right now. Good. So it has connected it. When you hover on it, it's going to show you the ones that it's connect, the columns it's used for the connection. And you can see the relationship is one to many. Now, that cross this thing that you saw that said single or both, this direction, you can see this direction is moving from this table to this table. Look at the direction here. The arrow is pointing in this direction. It cannot come, you cannot move anything from here to this table. You can only move from this table. That's what this arrow says. You can see we moved from this table to this table. You cannot move information from here to here. That's what this arrow means, all right? So in some cases, when we have both cross both ways, you have this arrow pointing both ways. It means you can move both ways. All right. So now our table is connected, and we can now do our visualization. Now let me do something. Let me show you why this table connection is important. I'm going to delete this relationship. I'm also going to delete this one. I'm also going to delete this one. So let's come here and see the implication of that. If we come here now and say, okay, we want to know the revenue, the total amount we generated per each product, because they are both in the same table, it is going to work. Let me bring out my bar here. If I put revenue and I put product, you can see it worked because they are in the same table. we can see that in each of the products, this is how much we made from each of the products. All right. So let me now remove it and do for each state. We want to know how much we made from each state. Look at each state here. I'll click on it. These are all the states we have. We have the AL, the New York, UT, WA, and W1. These are the different states, and these are all the amounts we made. But this information is wrong. There's no way we can make the same amount in all of these states. You can see. It's no way. There's no way. It means there's a problem. And the problem is in the connection. We need to troubleshoot and know where the problem is. It simply says that this table is not seeing each other. They are not connected. So let's go and connect it and see if we can now fix this problem. Then we'll come here. We know that this one is connected to this one with the customer ID. And the type is what? Many to many. We'll click on save. It will now create that connection for us. That is created. Then we'll also create table cookie type to products, this one. Then we'll click on save, and it's going to save that connection for us. So let's go back to our report. You see, it has fixed the error automatically because it is now seeing a connection between the two tables, and then our analysis is now possible. Can we all see this? So it's now telling us that we made more sales in this WA1, and we are not making much sales here. So we may want to know the reason why there are no much sales here. We can do further analysis to know that, or we can send our marketing team to go and do more marketing in this particular region. All right. So that is it about table relationship. All right. So I would like to take question now before we now go into visualization. I'd like to take questions, please. You can unmute yourself and just raise your hand and then drop your questions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand so you can ask your question. I'd like you guys are not hearing. I hope I didn't lose you guys. All right, Joku, please unmute.
Okay, thank you, sir, so far for the class.
You're welcome.
Okay, I want to just maybe throw up, I think you said it to get further clarity. Like this table relationship you did, how BI could help us do it, right?
What?
I said the table relationship that you just did, how BI could help us do it, right?
Power BI? Yes.
Yes.
Once you load data, as long as it is turned on, you did not turn it off, it automatically do that for you. But as a data analyst, you have to understand how the table system works. In case of a problem, you'll be able to troubleshoot. But it automatically connects all your tables. Even if you bring a new table now, to connect it automatically for you.
And then once it does the connection, you can head straight to visualization. Or
Yes, you don't need to go back to doing connection since it has done it already. Except like when we imported this table, it couldn't connect the cookie type to other because there was no similar column, any column name. What we used to connect it was the cookies type was connected to the product column here. But because the two names are not the same thing, so it couldn't connect it. So any calculation, any analysis we do will not be able to function. So as a data analyst now, you're the person that is in charge. So you'll be able to troubleshoot and know that, okay, it is because there's no relationship between them, then you just connect it and everything will work well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Please, do we have any question? You can raise up your hand because I'm going into visualization now. We have just 5 minutes for questions. All right, so please, if there's no question, then we can now go to visualization. All right, I hope there is no question, please. Okay, no questions. All right. So Power BI is mostly used for visualization to write reports. This is where you do your report. Like we established the other day, this particular space you're seeing here, it is called Canva. It is called the Canva. This is where you do your reports. So you are going to design all of your designing, whatever you're going to do, your dashboard, you're going to do them here. It is just like Excel. This is the page. You can view it in your mobile view. You can also view it in your desktop view. You can have as many pages as you want, just like Excel. You can have as many sheets as you want, right, in Excel. So you can have as many tables as you want. And then the same thing with Excel, you can also rename the page. You can double tap and you'll be able to rename. So let's say we are doing our reports here. Good. So before you can do a visualization, there's something called KPI, like I told you. KPI is simply questions that you are asked to solve, business challenges that you're asked to find solution to, business problems that you're asked to find insight, to extract insight to with given data, the data that has been given to you. You're expected to extract insight. So KPI simply means they're asking you to do this, to do this. So most of the times, if you're given a data set, you'll be given KPI as well. But let's assume we are not given a KPI. So let's generate some KPI by ourselves. So I'm going to just launch my, let's launch my this thing. So let's create our KPI here. Number one, what am I looking for? Let's go back to here and see. So here, I want to check the total revenue of this company. Total revenue. So get the total revenue. Good. So get the total revenue. Then number two, get the total units sold. Number three, maybe let's have up to maybe 10 KPI. Let's open this table. Customers. Get the total number of customers we have. Let me see. So we want to know total number of customers that we have. Then we also want to know all the cities that we are selling to, countries, cookie type. All right. Good. So we want to get the best selling product. That's correct. Thank you for that. I didn't get your name though. So we want to get our best selling products. Then let's look at it again. I want to know our VIP customers. I want to know our VIP customers. Then dates with highest sales. Okay. I want to know the dates with the highest sales. All right, that's good. Last product, last purchased products, dates with the highest sales. Okay. Let's also get total cost. let's also know our total costs. Total costs. We can also know our profit, total profit made, but that will require us doing a total profit. That will require us going into DAX. Total profit. All right, good. Which other one? Lowest purchased products. Lowest selling products, okay. We can know our lowest selling products. So one last one. Someone can give us the last one. Someone should give us the last one. Others that were turned to sales. I don't understand. Please, someone should give us the last one. Customers with the highest purchase. Okay, that's VIP customer now. Our VIP customers. Okay, this VIP customer, you can interpret it in different way. It could be our frequent customer that buys all the time, or customer that bought the highest. Customer with the highest purchase can be our VIP customer. But that customer with the highest purchase can just walk into our store one day and buy and never come back again. Maybe the person walked in and bought something of 10 million and never came back for that year. But another customer comes to our shop almost on a daily basis, but they used to buy things of 1,000, 10,000 to 2,000. So for the whole year, they did not even buy up to something that is worth up to 5 million. So who do we call our VIP customer? Is it the person that comes every day, their frequent buyer, or the person that came and gave us one of the heaviest sales that we have? So we can also have our okay, best-selling months, highest product ordered, great. Those are also good. So we can have our best selling month, highest product ordered. All right, this is okay. Okay, we can stop here. You can have as many as you want. Most frequent customer. Okay, fine. You can have as many as you want, but let's just work with these ones, okay? All right, good. So we come back here. Before we start, let me quickly explain everything here that we're going to be using. So all these things, you're already used to them, but as we keep working, you're still going to, meet them. But these are all your design tools. All these things you see on top of this place, they are all your design tools. Insert, you can actually insert picture, you can bring in shapes, you can bring in image from outside, you can put text, you can do all of these things. Then modeling is when you start designing. So let's not bother ourselves with all these things since we are going to be using them. Then there's something called measure, quick measure and measure. So it is called, we are going to make use of measures when we get to DAX, because we'll be creating formulas and all that. Then if you come to these three panes here, this is for filter, the same way you have filter in your Excel. So you use this filter here, this filter pane to apply filter to your, maybe if you have all the total customers, you have up to 100 customers and you just want to filter out the top 10 customers or the top 5 customers, this is what filter does for you. Then the visualization is the main thing, is the baba of everything here. So this is where you are going to be doing your formatting. This is where you're going to be doing your designing. This is where you're going to be doing your visualization, your reporting. All these things are different charts that you're going to be using. So we have the stack, and you cannot just use any chart that you like here because you will like it. No, every single chart has a reason why you're using it. Stacked bar chart. Okay, let me just quickly mention all of them, but I'm going to be explaining them each time I want to use them. So you have the stacked bar chart. It's just, so, this is how it looks. Let's use figures to, this is how it looks. It's just like a slant bar chart. Then this one is this normal, your stacked column chart. It is straight. This is like the horizontal and this is the vertical. This is the horizontal and this is the vertical. Then this one is your clustered bar chart. If you want to compare two different information, then you want to use this one. Then this one is the horizontal one of it. Then you have the 100% stacked bar chart. This one, if you want to stack different information inside one chart, we're still going to see how to use all of them. Stacked column chart, if you want to have it in column. Then you have your line chart. This line chart is mostly used when you want to compare information over time. Like you want to check the total sale made over the year, total sale made in each of the months. Then you want to use your line chart to do that. Then the area chart, if you want to talk about, angles and all that, space. Then the stacked area chart, and you have your 100% stacked area chart. Then you have your line and stacked. When you want to combine both line and stacked, and all of that. Then you have all of these ribbon, you have all this one, funnel. Then you have your scattered plots. This scattered chart is, if you want to, in Tableau, you have something like map. If you want to talk about region, geographical region, like country, states, then you use your map in Tableau. But in Power BI, we don't have that map here. You have these scattered charts that you can use to, tell informations that have that happens in different region. Then you have your pie charts and then your donut chart. These are the mostly abused charts in Power BI. People use this chart all the time in different abusive ways without knowing. You only use this chart, column, pie chart and donut charts, to compare information against the entire given data. For example, the number of employees in a company. If the number of employees is 1,000 and you want to compare the number of female and the number of male against the total number, that's when you use it. But people used to just use it to compare different, like they want to compare male and female. They'll just use it instead of comparing male to the total number, female to the total number. And also, when you want to use this chart, it's only when you have few things to represent, you want to find, and it is measured in percentage. If you want to measure the percentage of few things, like up to, let it not be more than 3 or 4. But you can see people using this thing to represent up to 10 different charts. Anyway, I'm going to still illustrate that when we begin and all of these things. So this one is a card. You use this card to just show a single unit of information. So if you want to know the total cost or maybe total number of customers you have, you can use this one. Maybe, okay, I want to know total number of countries that we are selling to. I'll just click on this country. It will show me the country. Then I want to change this first count to count. I want you to count all the countries. To now show me that I am selling to 5 countries. So my business is in 5 different countries now. So in case I want to expand to other countries, so you can now use charts to see those 5 countries. If I change it to a chart, it's going to show me those 5 countries. If I come here and change it to distinct count, okay, no, show value. Okay, if I want to see the count of those 3 countries, maybe I want to see revenue that's generated from those 5 countries. I want to change this thing to, I'm not sure it's okay. No, let me get to it. Let me get to it. We'll be able to bring each of the countries out. So card is just used to show a single unit of total figure and all. Then table, you have your table. If you want to check maybe all the states, then you want to check all the sales, all the revenues you got from each of the states. You can see it. All of them are showing here. It just shows you a summary of everything, the states and all that. You can also change it to this to see it in charts. All right. And then you have they're all the same thing. So then you have another type of card also. This other type of card is used to, this one is used to show multiple figures. You can show total number of countries, you can show total cost, you can also show total revenue, all of them in one card. That is what this card is. Meanwhile, in the other card, it's just one. You can show one at a time in this other card. All right. And then if you want to use another thing that is not here, you can also add more, get more visual. If you click on get more visual, it's going to take you to this place. I think I need to log into my account. Get more visual. Import a visual from a file. So if you click on get more visual, I don't know. I need to log in, but I don't want to log in right now. Maybe when I show you how to publish, I'll log in. But once you click there, you can actually get more visuals online and import them here. And that's it about that. Then here already, you're used to this place. It's used to show your data, your imported data, all of them here. All right. So we've understood everything that we're seeing in our front. Let's proceed to, someone has a question. Percentage, yeah. It is shown in percentage, of course. So let's go ahead and check KPI. Let's get the first KPI. But before you get your KPI, there's something you need to do. You need to put a heading. And you can also format this your canvas. This canvas, you can just come to formatting here. Click on format. This format tools, just click on format. It's going to bring you to this format. So page information, you can open it to see that the name is report. This place is report. You can see we named it report. You can do a lot of things you want to do here. Then canvas setting, you can change this frame that you're seeing here. You see, this line you're seeing here now, all your work must be within this line. Everything you're doing must be within this line. So you can also change it here and choose a different formatting. You can do a lot of things here. Then the canvas background means this canvas, the background, you see it is white. You can change the color to any color you want. You can change it to blue. It is blue now. But because the transparency is 100, you're not seeing it. So you need to reduce the transparency to see that blue. Then you can change it to maybe black. You can even change it to this color. And you can also use an image. You can download an image online. You can just go online and say Power BI background, or you can search the specific background that you want. Power BI canvas background. You can see different kind of background here. You can search specific type that you want if you like. But let's say I like this one. I'll just click on it and then I will download it to my phone, to my laptop. It should be in download. I've downloaded it. Then I can go back to my Power BI and use it as my background if I want. I just come to browse, then go to download and look at it. I'll just bring it in. So it is imported here. I think it is from the setting. Let me go back to here, background. I think from our canvas setting, we can use, let me see. You see? But let's just leave it this one that it is. Top, you can change it to the middle. You can bring it to the top. I think top is most preferable. Then we can change this one to back to white that it was before. Then the image fits. You can see that it's just in the middle here. We can make it full. Then click on this image fit and make it fit. It's not everywhere. You can also make it, feel. Just anyhow you want it, you can change it. So you can do so most of the times you can design your this thing, your dashboard, and just import it. Okay, let's see. Power BI dashboard. Click on dashboard. So these are different dashboards. You can just pick any one that you want. If you have the one that has not already been designed, I think they used to, let me use Power BI dashboard templates. You can see different templates. Why are they not giving us templates now? Okay. There's no templates here. Anyway, so in case you have a template that you want to use, you can also import it, all right? So, but I don't want to use this. I'll just cancel it and then leave it the way it is. That's it about Canvas. So let's begin our design. It is normal that you do, you write the heading of this thing. Just bring up text box. When you bring down your text box, you can now write the name of your project. Maybe you move it around. Maybe we are doing analysis for, this is a store, right? Let's say this is Jumia store analysis, something like that. So Jumia store sales sales analysis. Then I can make it bigger if I want to. Can just come here and increase the font to maybe 32. It is now bigger. Can expand it the way I want. Can reduce this one. Can increase this one. So I can also format this thing anyhow that I want it. So I can bring it to the middle. Good. Then I want to say focusing on something like this. Focusing on sales analysis or whatever, maybe focusing on sales analysis. Then I want this one to be smaller. I want it to be 16. You can also put your name here, maybe by, you can now come here and say your name by Thelma, maybe, I don't know your surname, maybe Thelma John. Good. Then you can format it anyhow you want. You can change the color of this one to maybe this color. And you can change the color of this one to maybe we want blue. Then you can now give it a background. You can see that the thing is moving. You can expand it to contain everything. Good. Then let's say the background color. You can come here and format your table here. You can go to Effects, change the background color to let's say a company color. Usually you give it the company's color. Maybe the company's color is light blue like this. If this is the company color, then fine. You can also do a lot of formatting. You can also, maybe you want to you want to put a border. You can turn on border, just turn it on like this. You can put the border color to be, maybe should be the border color, this color. And you can put a little radius, let's put it 10. And then you can see how it looks now. This is our heading. Then we forgot to bolden this one. Let's bolden it now. Bolden it. Please, can you all see what we're doing? Can I get your response? Can you all see what we're doing? Hello? All right. So this is your normal design. So we can put it wherever we want it to be. Maybe we want it to be here. We just put it here. All right, good. Then this background, maybe we don't want it to be white. This entire background can just come to formatting. And let's say, no, I brought out this and I don't want it. Remove. Okay. I think the background is a little bit, Canva background. You can also put wallpaper. See wallpaper here. You can also put wallpaper. You can also you can do a lot of things. Card. Then let's say I want to change the background color to a little bit hair. I like it the way it is. Now let's start working on our KPI. The first KPI says, I hope I'm with you. Okay, yes. Thelma. Okay. So the first KPI says, get the total revenue. Get the total revenue. So to get the total revenue, you see where we have the revenue. This is the revenue. So I'll just come to my card. I'll click on card, bring out the one that I want to use. The reason why, there has to be a reason why you're using whichever one you're using. The reason why I'm using card is because I just want to show the total revenue, just a single figure. So let me tell you, automatically, we have different kind of dashboard. We have the HR dashboard, we have the sales dashboard. So if you're working for Jumia or a sales store or a pharmacy store, automatically you're going to be dealing with sales dashboard. They're going to be giving you their sales per day and all that. But if you're working for an employee, maybe you want to know in a company or in a hospital, for example, and then you need to know the number of staff they have, salaries, how much they are being paid, their monthly rate, their monthly income, number of ex-staff, number of active staff, number of, all of those things doesn't have to do with sales. You're dealing with staff. So that is HR dashboard. All right. So let's go to Google and see, since we know that we are dealing with what? Sales dashboard. Sales dashboard. Let's see how it should look. Hi, please, can I call you back in a few minutes? So this is the sales dashboard. This is how it looks. You can see. But there's something common here. You can see that they have this KPI. It is called card. This KPI card. At a glance, you can just see. Once you look at the dashboard, even without looking at any other thing, at a glance, you can see total revenue, total this, at a glance, you know. This is what one of the features of a sales dashboard. You should be able to just tell at a glance that, okay, this is the total sales they made over the period of time. This is the total profit. This is total loss. This is the average sales and all of that. These are some of the things you see. If you check all other ones, let me open more images. So you're going to see it is something that is common. Look at this one. It is the same thing. At a glance, as long as it sales, you can see the total sales, you can see the total profits, you can see the profit margin, you can see the quantity sold. At a glance, you don't have to even read the charts or the reports. All right. So let's go back to here. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. At a glance, we want to show in the KPI, we want to show total revenue, we want to show the total units sold, we want to show the total customers and all that we have. Please, are we following? Oh, it's 10 p.m. already. Oh, we are supposed to start by 10:30. We're supposed to stop by 10:30. So let me quickly rush it, okay? We'll stop by 10:30. So what we do, just once you bring out the card you want to use, you just click on total revenue. It's going to show you total revenue, sum of total revenue. You can see that. It puts it here. So if you want to have it in dollars, you can see it's just $4.6. If you don't want to have points, you can just come to homes. You can see, click on this revenue. It will bring out this place for you. You can edit it, so you can change the data type. You can do a lot of things. So you want to have it as currency. You want to put dollar in it. Just click on this dollar sign. It will add that dollar for you. And if you don't want to see decimal place, you just want to see normal figure, just cancel some of this thing, just put it in auto, reduce it to 0. It will remove that point. So you can see that you made 5 million over this period of time. You just keep it here. Then the next thing, we need to get the total number of get total units sold. We want to know how many units you sold to bring up. Now, if you're still clicked here, if you go and click another thing there, it will change here. So you need to click outside, then choose another one. And then I want to get the total cost, total products, right? The total units sold. So this is the unit sold. You just click on it. You're going to see that you sold 1.1 units. So I don't think it should be in units, should just be in figures. So it shouldn't be in points. Like pieces, you sold also number of pieces. So this shows that we sold 1 million pieces. As simple as that. Then the next thing we want to get here is we want to get the total customers that we have. What are the total customers we have? So we'll bring out the KPI card again. Then we'll go to customer ID. We can get it in the customers table. We can get that by getting the customer ID. You can just click on customer ID. It will give us that we have 5 customers. So at a glance, we can see that we have 5 customers patronizing us. So finally, in the KPI card, we also want to know the total cost. Okay, yeah, the total cost we spent, so that we can be able to calculate the profits we made. So we want to know the total cost. We'll bring out our KPI card, then we'll put the cost there, 2 million. So at a glance, you can tell that we are really profitable. We spent how much? We spent 2 million and we made 5 million over that period of time. So automatically we made 3 million naira profit. That's great. That is all. Then in formatting your KPI card, you can actually format it in different ways. There are a lot of things you can do with it. Let's say we want to, there are different ways you can format it. Let's just click on one. Then if you come to this place, you can see here, this place, you have sum of revenue. You can click here to change it to count. You can change it to average. If you want to get the average revenue made, you can click here to change to the average. You can click also here to change it to sum, to maximum, to count. You can count the number of revenues and all that. So I think sum is the most appropriate. Then if you want to format it now, you can click on this format here, format your visual. It will come here. Then the call out value means the value you're seeing there. You can format it, you can, make it bold, you can change the color to anything you want. I don't think I want to change anything there. Then the call out label, this is the label under here. You can turn it off if you want, if you don't want to see that name, you can turn it on. Or if you want the name to be on top, the title to be on top, sum of revenue. So you can just come to general and put title. You turn on the title and then write the title you want. You can call it total revenue. You can see that one is on top. You can bring it to the middle. You can even change the color, text color. You can change it to any color of your choice. You can see that. So you can format it anyhow you want. You can put a divider there. You can even color the divider, put it maybe the company's color, all of that. So you can even put, sorry, you can even put a border if you like. You can even put all of those things. It's really well, you can go to effects, you can change the background color, you can format it in different ways that you like. You can add a border to it and then make it maybe 9, 10. Then you can change the border color to the same color of the other one. So you can see it is looking good. So another thing you can do, you can add shadow to it. You can add shadow, come here, come to general, then go to effects. I just like adding shadows. I just feel it makes it look good. You can see it now has shadows. So instead of doing the same thing for all this one, I can just copy this style that I've done here and replicate it in all of them. I can just come here, see this format painter. If I click on it and I just click here, it automatically gives it the same formatting. If I click here again, I put it on this one, it gives it the same formatting. If I come here, I click this one, it gives it the same formatting. You can see they all have the same formatting. All I need to do is just to put the name, the title. Go to here, go to title, and then put the title. This one is 1 million total units, units sold. And this one is our what? Total customer, right? Total. Then this one is our what? Total cost. So that is great. That's great. Then the next thing we want to do now is to go back to our KPI. Please, if you have question at any point, always call me back. We want to get the best selling products, We'll come here. So we want to bring out our table first. Then we'll have to go to products, pick products. Then best selling means the revenue. We need to know the revenue generated from each of them. Now, there are two ways of doing this. We can also use the unit sold. The best-selling product means the unit, the quantity of that product that has been sold. If we use money, it means the product that gave us the highest revenue, right? If we go by revenue, it means the product that gave us the highest revenue. And we can easily tell that by seeing that, look, see. Chocolate chips gave us the highest money, which is over 1.5 million. So we can say that this is our best, this is our highest selling, not really our highest selling product, is the product that gave us the highest revenue. But what the question says here is, what is the best selling product? So to me, I feel the best selling product is going to be the product that sells more, like the product that sells faster. So I'm going to use units sold, the product that sells frequently, that sells faster, something like that. And it is chocolate chips and not oatmeal raisin. It is chocolate chips. You can see that. So we can now see that our best-selling product is chocolate chips. I can reduce it, or I can even change the chart to this one. So the reason why I'm using this one is because when I used this column chart, these names were slanty. You can see that the names are slanty, right? And I don't want my manager to start bending their head, or my CEO. It can be the CEO of the company that is looking at your data. They don't have to start bending their head to see the names. So you just simply use this one, that the names are already there, you know. So there are different ways you can format this table as well. Let's go to formatting. If you come here, you can change the sum of units sold by product. So in the x-axis, we don't want the x-axis, we don't want this unit of the sum of units sold. So you just turn off value. No, we want this thing to be, we don't want this product that is there. So you go to title, turn off title. It's gone. Then you come back to x-axis, you also do the same, turn off title. Good. Then come to title here, you want to rename it, you can rename it so sum of units sold. So you can just leave it at units sold by product. Units sold by product. So we want to have it in the middle, we'll move it to the middle. We'll click here to move it to the middle, right? You can also bolden it if you want. You can do a lot of things, you know, and all that. So another thing is data label. We want to add data label to this thing because we don't want this number. This number is not descriptive enough. It's not descriptive enough. You can just see 0.0 million, 0.1 million, 0.2 million, and 0.3 million. You can't really tell how much this oatmeal, the quantity that has been sold of this oatmeal and all that. So you want to change it, put a unit inside. It is called data label. You go to data label and turn on data label. You can now see at a glance. You can open the data label and choose where you want the figure to be. So I want it to be inside. I can put it inside. If I want it to be at the base, I can put it inside at the base, just like this. So at a glance, you can see what each this one gave you, what each gave you. So since I now have these things here, I can now turn off these ones because they are not really in this y axis. They are not really useful. I can just turn off values, you see. So this makes your work really clean and simple and easy to read. Now that we have data labels inside, we also have to turn on the grid lines. Make sure you turn off grid lines. Okay, there's no grid line there already, so there's no need. So this work is okay now. We can just, you know, keep it here. We are closing by 10. This is 10:14. By 10:30, we'll close. So let's take another one. We have done this one. We've done all these ones. VIP customer. So how do we know our VIP customer? Our VIP customer, like I explained before, if we have two customers now, one customer comes to our shop every day to buy something, but what he buys every day is maybe sometimes 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. In fact, during Christmas, he came and shopped. Everything he bought was 100K. That's the highest he has bought. So in the whole of the year, if you add everything he bought from us, he's around, let's just say, maybe 2 million or 2.5 million. Everything he has bought from us, even though he comes every time. But there's this other guy that came back from abroad. He just came back once and came to our shop and bought things worth 10 million naira. And then the next day he traveled back to his base. He never came to our shop again for that year. So who is now our VIP customer? So you see, I would say that it is the guy that bought highest money because when it comes to business, we are not doing sentiment. We are looking at money. Who gave us the highest sales and highest money? That's who we love. That's because even our manager, even the CEO is interested in sales and how much was made and all that. So our VIP customer is that customer that gave us the highest money. So we'll bring out our table. Then we put customers there. Customer ID. So there is no customer name. Assuming we have customer name, we would have used it, but since no customer name, we'll just use customer ID. Okay, there's names. We have names. So pick names, then go to revenue. How much was made from each of these customers? So you can see the revenue is there. You can see that ABC glossary. So we just convert it to a chart. So we can see that Acme Bytes is our VIP customers. Is the one that gave us the highest sales. And then the next question here says data, okay, dates with the highest sales. Dates with the highest sales. So instead of doing all this editing that I did before, since I've done it here, I'll just copy what I did here, format painter, and paste it here. Automatically, it will take the same formatting. Very clean, right? So the next one says dates with the highest sales. So we'll bring out our table. We'll come to dates. Where is dates? We'll bring in dates. Now, when you click on dates, this is called the date table. The date will give you the date hierarchy. That's something we call date hierarchy. You have the year, the quarter, the month, and the day. So we are looking for dates with the highest sales. So let's just use year. We have 2 years there, 2019 and 2020. We cannot, okay, let's see how many months. We have so many months. That's the problem. January, February, March. Okay, let's use months. Months with the highest sales. Then let's put revenue. How much each of them? Dates with the highest sales can be days that will make the most sale. We can use units sold in each of those months, but we want to use sum of the revenue so that we know the month that gave us the highest money, right? So we'll now put it into this. We'll put it into this chart. So we can also sort it. You can sort, click here, you can see sort axis. So you sort month. It's supposed to be sort descending, sort ascending. Okay. Another way of filtering, let's now filter it. Since we have so many months, I just want to have only 5 months, top 5 months. All right. So you come to your filter, come to month, date by month, see this date by month here. Open it. You can see all of the months. You can select them manually, just select all, or I can just select January, February, March, April, May. And I will see only those for that one. But if I do it this way, I don't know which one is the highest and which one is the lowest. So I want Power BI to do the job for us by itself. So I will change this basic filter. I'll change it to top N. Top N. I want to see the top 5 best-selling months. Top 5. Then I will put a value here. What am I trying to see? Revenue. I'll put revenue here as the value that I want to use to sort it. Then I'll click on apply. So you can see it's now giving me the top 5 months. So we are supposed to be able to sort it, come to axis, but I don't know why this thing is not. Okay, sort by revenue. Let's sort it by revenue. Then go here, sort descending. It has been sorted. Can you see that? So October gave us the highest sales, followed by December, followed by November, September, then June. Please, are we following? I know we are all tired already. Are we following? Okay. All right, good. So we have done filtering now. No, I don't know. Maybe we may not come back to filtering, but this is just it. We've done filtering. We'll filter this thing by month. You can also do it by year, but you see how we did it. Month, usually dates. Maybe if we have time, we can do dates, how to create date table when we get to DAX. But each time you have dates, it always have this hierarchy, the year, the quarter, the month, and the day. So you can actually use any of them that you want to use, all right? So here we used month. We can also use year. I wanted to use year, but I saw that we have only 2 year, 2019 and 2020. So I decided to use month so that we can have enough data to work with. So instead of formatting, I'll just copy the formatting that I've done here already. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. it automatically formats for us. You can now keep it here. So this place, want to bring this one up, bring this one up. You know, you have to make your table look beautiful, oh, if you're designing. You have to make your table look fine and presentable. So the next one here says, once it's 10:30, we'll close, okay? Maybe I'll give you the rest as assignment. This is 10:21. Total cost, I think we've done total cost. Then total profits, we'll not be able to do it until we do DAX. When we do DAX, you'll be able to understand total profits. All right. Okay. Then lowest selling products. And then, so I'm going to leave this one to you. Some of you are already complaining that you're tired. So I'm going to leave number 9, number 10, and number 11 so that you can do it yourself. Just get the lowest selling products, get the best selling months. I think we've even gotten the best selling months here. Our best selling month is October. You can tell from here that our best selling month is October, right? All right. So then you can get your highest ordered product. The product that was highest, that was ordered the most. So I can just come here. Let me get that one. You can come to products, just put products there. Products, then units sold. Units sold, then you can put it in a chart. You can see. At a glance, you can see that chocolate chips is the highest sum of units. So let's change it to count. Count. Great. So you can see chocolate chips gave you the highest sale, highest ordered. So we can use this one because we don't want it to slant. So it's so glaring. You can see that chocolate chips was the highest that was ordered. So I'll just copy this formatting and put it here. All right. So let's try to, arrange our table to look good. So we are done. We're just trying to, make the table look okay. Then you can bring this one. You can bring this one. I'm supposed to give you guys assignments so that you can lay your hands on this thing. But some of you are just complaining that you don't have laptop. I don't know how you want to learn. Good. Then here you want to reduce this one. You just need to make your work look good. Then you want to reduce this one. So you can also style all these things. You can also, okay, let's say we want to give it a color. You can change the color of maybe the background. Maybe let's say we want to change the color of the background. You can come here and then go to effects, and the background color, you want to make it to be this. I'm not sure it's looking good. Maybe you want to change it to this. Okay, so you can do it whatever you want. You can do it any way you want it, but that's just it. That's all. So you can now change the color of the text white or maybe anyhow you want it. So well, let me undo what I did. I'm not, it's not looking good to me. I just want to leave it like this. So guys, I think we will stop here. So now if you want to, this thing already have filter on it. Automatically, it has filter already. But you can also add slicer, something called slicer. This is called slicer here. If you click on this slicer, you can add the slicer. Look at it. So with this slicer, you can now filter it by anything you want. Sorry. If you want to filter it by anything, the slicer helps you to filter it. Let's say we want to have our slicer here. You just have it here. You can also extend this one to cover here. So Our slicer, maybe we want to filter this whole information by state. By state, we just put state in our slicer. Sorry. I didn't select. You need to select the slicer, then put states. So we want to filter it by states. Maybe we want to see all the orders that came. We want to see all the orders that came from New York. You click on New York. Everything you're seeing here now is about New York. If you remove it, you can also change the slicer formatting. Come here, format the slicer setting to drop down. You can just have it as a drop down. So if you click on it, you can open it and select the one you want to see. And then everything will filter to that one. That's how to add your slicer. Then also on the body is also slicer. If you don't want to use slicer, if you just click on any of these, if I click on any of these things, all of them is showing me information for only chocolate chips. All right. If I click outside, it will stop. If I want to see Acme Bites, everything about Acme Bites, I'll just click only that one. Everything here is showing me for Acme Bites. You can see total customer is only one. Total cost for Acme Bites is this. This is the total amount we've made from Acme Bite alone. All right. So that brings us to the end of the class. So this is now time for questions. We'll have just 5 minutes for questions before we now close. This is already 10:27. So we'll have only 3 minutes for questions. Multi-slicer. No. You can have as many slicers as you want. You can, this slicer is clear, the slicer, each slicer you want to put has to be just for one thing. So this slicer is for states. You want to filter this thing by states. If I want to filter it by country, I'll now choose country, or I'll bring another slicer again and put somewhere if I have space. Sorry, this thing has changed. So let me say I want to filter by a country. I'll bring another slicer and put country there. Put country. So we'll have only one country, United States. So it doesn't make sense filtering by a country. So maybe I want to filter by product. I'll come here and put product, cookie type. So if I want to see everything about chocolate chips, I'll click on chocolate chips. It shows me only information about chocolate chips. If I want to see anything about oatmeal raisin. So that's how to add filter. So each slicer has one filter. You can filter one. You can have as many slicers as you want. So please, let's have questions. Let's have questions so that we can close. If there's any, yeah, you can ask slicer for month as well. Anything you want, you can ask slicer for it. I think it makes sense, yeah. But remember, this is already months. We already seen everything about months here. We have October, November, everything about months. All the sales that was made. Okay. How to add slicer is you just come to this place. This one is called slicer. Just put it. Once you bring out your slicer, then you put it, you keep it where you want to keep it. Then you come and choose what you want to filter by. If you want to filter by name, you click on name. And then if you want to if I click on ABC, it shows me everything about ABC glossary. You can also format your slicer. You can design your slicer to look good though, but we don't have time to start formatting the slicer now, but you can format it as well. If you come to slicer, you can just change it to drop down. It will become a drop down. So you can filter it according to anything you want. It will show you. All right. So if there's any more questions, you can. Okay. All right, good. So more questions, please. Timeline. Okay. All right. You mean table relationship? Okay, maybe you can rewatch the video. When you rewatch the video, you will understand it better. All right. Just rewatch the video. I think it's the table relationship. You'll understand it better. Do we have any questions, please? We still have 20 persons. Okay, we'll have some hands raised. Okoha, you can go ahead. Please unmute.
Okay, good
That,
evening, sir.
how are you, ma?
I'm very fine, sir. Indeed, we are very grateful. Thank you so much for your time. My question is that what's the difference between this Power BI and Tableau?
So,
And then,
okay.
okay, yeah, I think that's much I can ask because I've done Power BI before, but now it makes more sense to me than when I did it with Data Science Nigeria. So, but I want to know the difference between
Okay.
these.
Now, for example, in different softwares, for example, if you want to store your data in the cloud, you have so many options. You have AWS, you have all of them. You have Microsoft, right? You have different companies you can use that does the same thing but different names. If you want to Excel, for example, we have other data, this thing, what is it called? You have other things you can use in place of Excel. You have Google Sheets. You have I think there are other ones I can't recall right now. The same thing with data storage. You have SQL, you have Oracle, you have a lot of them. Same here in Power BI. Power BI does exactly the same thing with Tableau. Tableau is a different company. Power BI is a different company. You can use any of them that you can afford. The only problem is that Power BI is free. Power BI is free to this level, like in this desktop level. When you go to the Power BI service, it's actually free. It's for enterprise. You have to buy some licensing before you can use it. But to do all this your basic design now, if you begin to work in a company, you're not going to be using this free version. You're going to be using the paid version, the licensed one in your company. All right. For example, to register in this Power BI, you need to have a work email. You must have a work email to be able to register and have an account. So Power BI is free, while Tableau is not free. Tableau is paid. You have to pay for Tableau. That's the only difference. And then the design, this thing now, if you open a Tableau platform, this visualization is in this left-hand side. And then I think their own design, maybe one of these classes will just do Tableau. I'll also use Tableau to show you them, but it's practically the same thing. If you know how to use Power BI, you already know how to use Tableau. If you already know how to use Tableau, you already know how to use Power BI. It's practically the same thing, all right? Just owned by different companies, okay? Njoku, please unmute.
Okay, so, thank you for thus far you've taught us.
All
Okay, I
right.
just want to ask, is there two questions? Is there anything like timeline in Power BI? Because we have timeline in Excel when doing your visualization. And then how can you undo what you've done when designing or visualizing?
You can use your Control Z to undo.
Okay, Control Z, Control
Yes.
Z.
Control Z works, yes, it
Okay,
works.
okay.
Mm. Then
Okay.
timeline, obviously, is your slicer here now. Timeline, you can put your month in the slicer here and filter by month, by year, by day, by time. So I think there's no need for any other. That's the timeline. Or which other timeline are you talking about? You know, in
Okay,
Excel.
that's okay. Continue, sir. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You are saying something about in Excel.
Mm.
I was just why I asked is because in Excel, timeline is different and slicer is different. So I was thinking that it's the same here.
Yeah, of course it is. It is. There's nothing like timeline here. It's just your slicer that you use here. What does
All
timeline
right.
do? Timeline in Excel, you use it to, filter by, month, by day, or by year, right?
Yes.
So, but here in slicer, I can just put your month. This is the slicer. This is the slicer.
Okay.
I can remove states here. I can put my month. Where is that month? Date. Date table. You can go to date hierarchy and put year. So if I want to filter it by 2019, I filter everything by 2019. If I want to filter it by 2020, can you see that? I can also remove here and put
Okay.
months. If I want
Yes,
to
sir.
filter everything by month, I can now filter it by month. You can see I can filter by January. I can see everything that happened in January. So it's same. I think that's it. That's the timeline there.
All right. Thank
All right. Okay. I think
All
we
right,
don't
sir.
have
Thank you.
questions, and that's really good. Thelma, you did not ask us any question. Mr. Emmanuel, I hope we all understand. Are we good to go? All right. So in the absence of any questions, I think it's we can call it a night. I want to appreciate you all for being all right. We have so many hands, so sorry for not seeing your hands. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll call her. I could have attended to you. Lower your hands. Odera Okafor. We can unmute. Odera.
So I already posted a question. I already posted a question on the chat.
Okay. What's the question? Is there an SQL free app platform that we can? Yeah, sure. SQL. We are not doing SQL. Oh. This is Power BI, please. This is Power BI. But SQL is free now. You don't have to pay for Power BI.